Yo, 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 what is going on with everyone? How are you guys doing? It is April 12th, 2021, and here we are once again for the Monday Night Raw post show. But of course, this was supposed to be a special edition. This is supposed to be Raw After WrestleMania, baby, where anything and everything could happen. Call-ups? Sure. Debuts? Sure. Returns? You betcha. Where were they? Where were they, man? What in the hell did I just watch on my TV tonight, man? What in the hell did I just watch? Marcel says the Hurt Clan has been formed. I actually love that name. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. I love it. I love it. What did we just see tonight? What is this? This is the Raw After WrestleMania. This is supposed to be huge. Sometimes this is supposed to be as big of an event as WrestleMania itself. And this show was literally the drizzling shits. I did not care about this show whatsoever. So, before we get on with the show today, I have some good news and I also have some bad news. So, I will let you guys pick which one you want to hear first. Let me know in the chat if you would rather hear the good news first or if you would rather hear the bad news first. And then after we do that, we'll get started. We will get started. See, Peter says bad news. Joshua says bad news. Andre says bad news. Matthew says bad news. Obi James says bad news. Chloe says bad news. All right. Sorry, Ian and Ashton. It looks like bad news goes first. Bad news goes first. Okay, so here is the bad news. Earlier today, I had to take my fiance to the doctors, and she unfortunately tested positive for COVID-19. So that means that I probably might have it as well. I feel completely fine, but she does not. She has not felt good since Saturday, but it was confirmed today that she does have it. So, so far she just says it's kind of like a bad flu, and all of that. So that is the bad news. I may have it as well. But like I said, I feel okay. I feel okay for right now. So that is the bad news. And, also with that, I'm not sure how that will reflect what happens going forward this week. So the doctors were pretty fucking useless, if I'm being honest. Like, it was the most useless thing I've ever been to in my entire life. We went to the doctors. So first you have to have a virtual appointment. Okay. So she has her virtual appointment. She tells them what's going on and they say, okay, yeah, it kind of sounds like it. So why don't you come in and get a test? So she came in, or we went in. They took us to the back. They swabbed her. They came back in 10 minutes and they said, yes, you do have COVID-19. Have a good rest of your day. I shit you not, dude. That was the visit to the doctors. Like, they did not care whatsoever. They did not care at all. They were just like, cool. Yeah, cool that you came in. You have it, but get the fuck out of my emergency room was essentially. Well, it wasn't the emergency room. It was an urgent care, and they were dead. Like, there was no one else in there. We were the only people in the entire building other than the people that worked there. And she was like, hey, can I at least, get a note from my work so I can send it to them? And he was like, no, it's on the paper. It's on the paperwork saying that you have it. So that's good enough. That's good enough. Wow. Like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. For like a national pandemic that's been killing people left and right and has shut down our entire world, they literally just said, you got it. Have a good rest of your day. Peace. So that was pretty annoying. Joshua says she got the results back that quick. Yeah, so it was I think they're called rapid tests or something like that. So they only take 10 minutes. They only take 10 minutes. So yeah, that is the bad news, is that she does have it. I may have it as well. Like I said, I don't have any symptoms currently. I'm currently fine. I do feel a little bit tired, but I typically always feel a little bit tired. So that's nothing new there, but I like to be transparent about things. I was not going to do a show tonight, and I wasn't quite sure if I was going to do shows this entire week either, depending on how it is. So you guys can hear it here first. The show tonight I wasn't going to do it, but I ended up doing it. Of course, I'm here. I'm not sure. It depends on how I feel, and it depends on how good she feels going forward. If she needs some help, I will probably not be doing post shows on those days. If I do get sick, I will not be doing post shows on those days either. I'll still probably watch the shows, and I'll still probably cover them as I typically do, even if I don't feel good, because I would be watching them anyways. So yeah, that is the bad news out of the way. The good news is that we're both fine, essentially. She feels like she just has the flu, so that's good. We're making sure that everything is good, keeping an eye on her. She's currently taking a nap right now. She's sleeping and relaxing, so that is good. The other good news is that I feel completely fine at the moment as well. Other good news is that I'm here for the post show. I'm here for the post show tonight. It's the Raw After WrestleMania. I was like, if you're not feeling good, it's cool. Like, it's just wrestling. I don't care that much about wrestling. But she said she's going to take a nap and everything. So I'm going to be here for 1 hour tonight. That is the good news, that I am here, and I'm here for 1 hour. I have to get off at 1 hour, no matter how far into the show we are. I got to cut it at 1 hour. That is all for today. 1 hour. So with all of that being said, everything is all good at the moment. I'm happy to be here. I'm glad that we're both okay in the situation. Everything is good. So let's go ahead and let's talk about the show. We're not gonna linger around anymore, man. We're not gonna linger around. We're gonna talk about this show straight from the start here. What do we have here? We have 38 minutes, right? No, 48 minutes. We have 48 minutes here. So it's all good. It is all good, man. Alex says, what do you think of the new Thunderdome setup? I hate it. It looks pretty much the same to me. The ramp looks a little bit more cramped, but other than that, it's just the same old to me. I was expecting tonight to be huge. I saw first says AOW, take a break. Health and happiness is always first. Wrestling will always be around, but your health and wife is first. Yeah, no. Trust me, I for sure will. If there's a time where that needs to happen, I'll let you guys know in advance. Like I said, tonight I'm able to be here. I'm not quite sure what the rest of the week looks like. I'm not quite sure. I will try to be here if I can, but like I said, health is more important. My fiance is more important than any of these shows and all of that. So if it comes down to it, I will certainly let you guys know now that I have YouTube posts as well. So I will post it on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube if I'm not going to be here, but I should be okay. We'll see. We'll see how I am feeling tomorrow as well. My dude Ashton Brooks with the 5 Canadian. Thank you so much, my dude. Thank you so much. Hopefully you had a good night. Probably hard to, considering what we had to go through tonight, man. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. I got the woos back, man. We are good. We are in the building. We are good. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Peter says, I don't know, but what's wrong with Raw? Yeah, man, Raw. What's going on tonight? I was so excited for tonight, even though night 2 was kind of meh for WrestleMania. Night 1, I was like, okay, let's go. Right? But it didn't connect. Matthew says, literally nothing has changed after Mania. Title holders may be different, but that hasn't shifted from the norm, it seems. Yeah, everything is the same. Sam says, Vince putting Drew in another WWE Championship match after losing clean. He says this is such good shit. WWE Emoji says, new chapter, same book. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. But he says, hope you feel better. I feel good, man. I feel good. Hopefully that remains the same. We're trying to we're wiping everything down like crazy. We're trying to stay decently apart as well. So just to make sure, because it's possible that I don't even have it or don't get it. So yeah, I'm just kind of like playing on the worst, and so I'm going to be staying home as well. We both have to stay home for 10 days. 10 days. Joshua says, someone call me when Reigns is on. Yeah, right. Marcel says, Rhea Ripley and Asuka have no chemistry. That match was brutal. Dude, what in the... at first I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Oh, all right. We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about that in a minute where we get there. I do want to get on track. I do want to go through this show because I do think that there is some stuff to talk about. So we'll get there when we talk about that match. Trevin says, it's okay, guys. NXT Dynamite and SmackDown shall deliver. I hope I didn't jinx it. I'm sure that NXT and Dynamite will. I'm not quite sure about SmackDown. I hope it does. I have my fingers crossed, but this might be one, man, I might have to give up on Raw. I might have to give up on it. Like, I'm so tired of watching this shit. It's insane. Dude, it's literally insane how bad this show was. This is the biggest Raw of the year. This is the biggest Raw of the year. And this is what happened. This is what happened, man. Oh, it's just the same thing. I mean, I knew that we were doomed. All right. I knew that we were doomed as soon as they said that the next pay-per-view was WrestleMania Backlash. And they didn't botch it. They didn't botch it. A lot of people thought that they could have botched it. But the WrestleMania logo in that new Backlash one has black text. So it didn't really feel like a botch to have them, put that up in there. It sucks. Warrior says, we really came off such a high from TakeOver and WrestleMania and right to a screeching halt with this Raw after Mania. 3 hours, we ain't getting back. I know, man. I know. Ryan Hunt says, I like Drew, but come on, again. Yeah, it's the WrestleMania Backlash, baby. We got to run it back. We got to keep it going. The feuds haven't stopped. None of them. Nothing has stopped. And actually, before we actually get to the show here, interesting thing to note is that AJ Styles and Omos were not on tonight's show. And Sheamus was not on tonight's show either. Our new Raw Tag Team Champions, nowhere to be found. Our new United States Champion, nowhere to be found. You know who was on the show? The New Day, who AJ Styles and Omos beat at WrestleMania. You know who else was on the show? Matt Riddle, who also got beat at WrestleMania. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Our big return tonight was Ivar of the Viking Raiders. And that's not like nothing against Ivar. I love Ivar and I love the Viking Raiders. But that was our only return. We all expected Charlotte to return because we all knew that was no big surprise or anything like that. I was just like, oh man. Anthony says, what if you only do post shows for WWE pay-per-views? It's possible. It's possible. I was thinking, one of the things that I was thinking about this week was that I was just going to take every single day off. I wasn't going to do any post shows this week. And what I would do instead is do like little 5 to 10 minute reviews and have them up on YouTube either later tonight or first thing in the morning. But I don't know if I necessarily want to do that yet. And for me, editing videos when like I'm not doing face cam and stuff like that, it takes a lot of work. So I was like, man, if I actually do like start to not feel good, like I don't want to do that shit. So I'll be here when I can this week, and I'll let you know if I can't. Pretty much is how we're going to do this week. Like I said before, though, I am going to alter a couple of things here, maybe going forward. I do want to try a couple things, maybe take a week or 2 or 3 off from doing a Raw post show and instead doing a Raw review video to see how they do. Maybe doing a SmackDown one as well instead, and we'll just be here for NXT and Dynamite. That's very possible as well, something like that. Like I said, I do want to try to change things around. I want to see what things work, what things aren't working. I have no problem with doing maybe like an hour post show and then doing a review video as well, because like at the end of the day, I love coming here and hanging out. It's a lot of fun coming here and hanging out with people and chatting and seeing what everyone thinks about the shows, and giving my opinion about what I thought about the shows as well. So it's a lot of fun. I definitely don't want to get rid of it. Ashton says, I thought you hated the Viking Raiders. No, I love the Viking Raiders. I just hated the fact that they turned them into a huge comedy act when they built them up to be these huge dominant beasts for like 20 weeks. I feel like, they were out there squashing someone every single week, and then all of a sudden they were just funny, and they were eating turkey legs and playing games of golf with the Street Profits and fighting ninjas. That wasn't for me, but that was nothing to do with the Viking Raiders. I love them. And if I guess I'm speaking wrong, my apologies. The War Viking Machine Rating Experience. It's a mouthful. It's hard. It's annoying as hell to type too. So I guess it's only right that I have to try to say it as well. Basili says, so I have boycotted WWE and will continue to until there's a change in leadership, basically until Triple H takes charge. The only way WWE can get me back is if they reunite heel rated RKO. They need to do something, man. They need to do something. Maddie says, sure, no Sheamus, AJ, or Omos, but where were the greatest faction of all time? The Ninjas. The Ninjas just up and disappeared, man. They're gone. Or maybe that like trash monster ended up eating them. Marcel says, and some people still think that Raw is better than Dynamite. Raw is one of the worst TV shows I've ever seen in my life, if I'm being honest with you. It's not good. And I tune in every week, only, mostly because it's what I do. And I'm a type of person that I like to work hard, and I like to consistency is a huge deal for me. Consistency is always a huge deal. So I don't like to take days off. I don't like to skip things. I don't like to do any type of stuff like that. So it's taking a lot for me to hold on to mostly because of those values that I have on doing stuff like that. And it's just I'm barely hanging on. I'm barely hanging on, man. Trevin says, y'all remember when Raw was the A show? Man, it feels like it so long ago. So long ago. I still have hope, someday. I'll be very interested in seeing how well they do tomorrow in the ratings. Are they going to get a WrestleMania bump? Maybe. But I don't know about the second one. The second night kind of ruined a lot, man. And the big finishes, those were all SmackDown. Both main events are SmackDown. So it's rough. It is rough, man. Ashton says, Father Rollins, if you are there, please bless thy keeper of truth and his fiance to recover from COVID ASAP. Yes, please, Father Rollins. We need you. We need you. Marcel says they'll get a bump. How big will that drop off be from the first to third hour? What do we? Okay. You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we've been here for 25 minutes, and that's 25 minutes out of all the other stuff. So let's get going. Between this, let's see here. Tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw opened up with Matt Riddle annoying Bobby Lashley into a match tonight. Oddly enough, he was scooting around him, telling him that he wanted a match tonight, and Bobby Lashley was like, nah, bro. And then he said something to piss him off. He knocked him off of his scooter. And that is how tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw opened up. The second thing that we see aside from that earlier today video is our new commentary team with Corey Graves, Adnan Virk, and Byron Saxton. What'd you guys think? I don't mind the new guy. I think that he has a ways to go for sure. If I remember correctly, he's like a Canadian sportscaster for the MLB or something like that. So that's what he does. going into this. I'm not sure. I don't think he has any experience in wrestling whatsoever. You could kind of tell that he's not so familiar with the product. He did make like a couple of weird mistakes. Like he said, Bobby Lashley was beating the absolute brakes off of Matt Riddle, okay, for like 10 minutes. And of course, WWE goes to their favorite spot where they have someone throw each other over the barricade into the Thunderdome. And Adnan Verk's remarks for that was that they're putting on a clinic. Which it's not necessarily what that means, but cool. I'm with it. The only thing that I could think of after they showed Adnan Verk, so the first thing that we see on TV is a stoner dude riding around a scooter. Then we see Adnan Verk, who's probably like, bro, what the hell did I just watch? So then Matt Riddle comes out riding or Bobby Lashley comes out first, I guess. And then Matt Riddle comes out next riding a scooter. So Adnan Verk's probably like, dude, what is going on here? Then we get an advertisement showing that the Firefly Funhouse is returning. So Adnan Verk is seeing this dude riding around in a scooter. Now he's seeing some like murderous hell death clown demon thing that's from another dimension, that's kind of has an alternate personality, and he's running like a weird children's TV show. And the guy's probably like, what am I just can't think of like someone who has no idea, someone who is not familiar with all of this, just tuning into this, and they're like, bro, what the hell is this? This is way different than the MLB. This is way different than baseball. That is for sure. So that was the only thing that was going through my mind this whole time. This match between Bobby Lashley and Matt Riddle, it was a squash match, and it was stretched out like crazy. Crazy. Maddie says, hell demon that is not dead. One day I'll get you, my friend. One day I will get you. I will get you to turn one day. I promise. One day. One day. Okay, so they do not have Monday Night Raw up on Cage Match right now, so I can't tell you how long it was. It was somewhere between 10 or 15 minutes. It had to have been. That's how long this match was. It was crazy. Crazy. Not the worst way to start off the show, by the way, if I'm being honest. I don't think it was terrible. It's a weird, I think Matt Riddle is a weird person to have him do that to, though, considering that you could have used Matt Riddle for other things. He could have hung around in the mid-card scene. They maybe could have tried to build Matt Riddle up. Him being like, look, I lost my first main roster championship. I need something to do now. Like I've lost the classic I lost my way kind of story, I guess you could go with, and have Matt Riddle kind of defeat some people and go up and maybe challenge Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. They opted for the 13-minute squash match is what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with 13 minutes. Ashton says, get used to it, Adnan. Yeah. Get used to it. I mean, the next thing that he sees too, which is kind of funny, is the War Viking rating machine experience. They're coming out as Vikings, and he ended up calling them the Viking Express, I think, which is pretty funny. But I don't know. So, of course, Bobby Lashley manhandles Matt Riddle through the rest of the show, gets him in the hurt lock, and he wins the match. That is our opening match of the night. Next up, we had ourselves a tag match that saw Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander taking on the War Viking Machine rating experience. So happy to see these guys back. Poor Eric, man. Poor Eric had to chase people around for the 24/7 championship. Poor guy had to get quickly eliminated from the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. It's so good to see Ivar back. It is so good to see Ivar back. Glad he's doing well. I think they said he was out for about 7 months. Good to see he's healthy. I've missed them a lot. Hopefully they can help the Raw Tag Team division. Hopefully they will keep Cedric and Shelton Benjamin together as well. Now we have AJ Styles and Omos. We have the New Day. Looks like they're finally starting to use Elias and Jaxson Ryker as a tag team as well. So there's a couple people. We have, I hate to say this, but we have T-Bar and Mace, which technically could be a tag team. It doesn't seem like that's their plan anymore. Maybe spoilers alerts for the end of the show, but yeah. So this match I was actually pretty happy with as well. Viking Raiders and Cedric and Shelton, they went a pretty decent amount of time. I'm just glad that they didn't get squashed. That was all I hoped for. I hope that Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander can stay together as a team. I like them together. It's a huge shame that they kicked them out of the Hurt Business. I hope that they don't fall back into catering. That is my worst fear. Marcel says they went 5 minutes. That's it? They only went 5 minutes? I felt like it went so much longer than that. Oh, wow. I guess I'm not as impressed as I thought I was. Andre says, where's the 24/7 championship, by the way? I'm not sure, actually. We saw an advertisement for it on night 1 and 2 of WrestleMania, but maybe finally people are like, we're done. We are done. Anthony says, I told you Ivar was there. Yeah, so I actually saw a picture of that someone posted. Alicia Fox was there in gear. Ivar was there in gear. There were a couple of other people as well that were geared up. I'm not quite sure why, but the one thing that I did read, I think from Fightful Select, is that Vince wanted everyone there. Aside, there was a few people that weren't there, and everyone had to be in ring gear. One of the few exceptions was Roman Reigns, who was in a suit, I believe. So that was kind of interesting. Let's see here. Obi James says, if Mace and Teabag take their masks off, I'm cool with it. I don't mind Mace's. I think Mace looks cool, but Donovan Dickhead, man, that guy's got to change. Gotta change. As she says, the 24/7 championship is somewhere selling Old Spice or whatever. Yeah, that's what it was. An Old Spice commercial. That was so weird. It's on YouTube. Oh, that's where it belongs. That is where it belongs. Elver says, I can't believe Sheldon and Cedric were removed from the Hurt Business only to have MVP recruit T-Bar and Mace to help them attack Drew McIntyre. Yeah. Yeah. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Trevin says, in my perfect world, Hurt Business would be led by MVP with Bobby Lashley as the WWE champion, Sheldon as US champ, and Ricochet and Alexander as tag champs. That would be sick. I would love to see that. That's good. That would be good, man. I like it. I like it a lot. Warrior says MVP formed the Hurt Business to take down Retribution just to kick out Cedric and Shelton and invite former Retribution members. Damn, dude. You're right. Oh, no, you're right. I forgot all about that. That's crazy, dude. That is crazy. Wow. The Hurt Clan has risen. Yes. Do we like the Hurt Clan or the Foot Business? The Hurt Clan is good, but I think the Foot Business is kind of hilarious too. That's kind of funny. Marcel says Kenny Omega did a very emotional promo on BTE, very heel and very, very good. I'll have to check it out. I did not have the time. Of course, you guys know the story. I did not have time today to watch BTE, and I haven't had enough time today to finish watching the Chris Jericho and Stone Cold thing. I'm gonna try to watch it tonight, but we'll see. One of my things is, like, since I may or may not have it, I do want to get like a lot of sleep. So they said drink a lot of water. They gave us a little pamphlet when we left that said, like, drink a lot of water, get a lot of sleep. So I got some water right here, right next to me. Nice little bottle of water here. And yeah, lots of fluids, lots of sleeps. Anthony says thoughts on the new Thunderdome. I don't like it. I don't like any of the Thunderdomes. They're just not for me. Clayton says, what was the good bits tonight in your opinion? Seeing the Viking Raiders. That's one. Yeah. Seeing the Viking Raiders. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. Mandy says the podcast was great. Talked about AEW and New Japan a lot more than expected. Yeah, I've seen the first 30 minutes, but I wasn't really expecting to see it be like over 2 hours long. So we had to cut it short the first day because we had WrestleMania and all that other stuff. I didn't know it was on there so early. I thought they were adding it like late in the afternoon, but I was wrong. Or maybe it was East Coast time. So yeah, I don't know. Matthew says WWE is so blessed they didn't have a crowd for this event. Yeah, no kidding, right? God, that would have been terrible. Fly says Alexa's Playground. It was okay. We'll talk about it when we get there. We'll talk about it when we get there because I only have about like 24 more minutes, so I do want to try to get through this show, like I said. Okay, so up next, Charlotte came out. Charlotte Flair returned, said that she is not out here taking everyone's opportunities. She is the opportunity. And she said that she named like everyone. She's like Becky, Asuka, Rhea, Big, Shayna Baszler, Alexa Bliss, Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose, Naomi, Lana. I am better than you. There's no one better than me. And I was waiting for it. I was sitting back and I'm like, here she comes. Here she comes. Becky Lynch. She's coming out. Nope. Nope. She did not. I was like, man, this would be the perfect time for Becky Lynch to come out. No one's better than me. No, I'm not taking opportunities. I'm the best. Yada, 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 yada. Bam. The man comes out, returns. Huge, epic return. Nope. That wasn't what happened. Ryan says she looked weird tonight. Maybe it was the hair. It felt like maybe it was like the pants. Her legs looked like they were like 3 times longer than they usually are. To me. Andre says you just answered my question. Oh, was it about you? Were you the only one thinking Becky Lynch? Yeah, I thought the same thing, dude. Same thing. Clayton says it should have been Io Shirai. I would have loved to seen that as well. That would have been great. You know, maybe she's not going up, or if she is, maybe she's going to SmackDown. Ashley says, are we going to ignore Nia Jax slipping oof in that match or nah? We haven't gotten to it yet. Oh, we'll talk about that. That is for sure. James says Charlotte Flair has gone from fan favorite to rule breaker for the billionth time. High pitched voice in parentheses. I want this. I want that. Give it a rest. Will you? Right? Yeah. Come on. Like, please. We're tired of seeing this. We don't care anymore. Peter says you expect a Brock return also. I was more so expecting to see Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe was taken off of commentary. I don't know. Maybe he's going to be on SmackDown. We haven't heard who the SmackDown commentary team is going to be. Maybe it's still going to be Michael Cole and Corey Graves. Maybe it'll be Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Samoa Joe. Maybe it'll be Cole and Joe. I don't know. Tom Phillips is headed to 205 Live, though. We do know that. Richard said, so the Foot Clan is Hurt Business now. I'm not sure if they're a part of the Hurt Business or if they're just working for them, kind of like Baron Corbin was. We'll see. Maddie says, I was drinking water when you said we will get to that. I almost drowned from a cup. Speaking of dying, the Fiend is not dead. Oh, Maddie. Oh, Maddie. I will get to you one day. One day. You will see the light, Maddie. I will bring you into the light, and you will see, you will understand that the Fiend is dead. But we'll talk about that. Marcel says Joey Janela did a promo on Dark about cucking. Interesting. Yeah, I was not expecting to hear that tonight. That is for sure. So next up, after Charlotte Flair's little promo here, her big old return, yada, 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 we had ourselves a WrestleMania rematch. Rhea Ripley defends. Oh, about coming. Oh, okay. coming. Fair enough. We had a WrestleMania rematch here. Rhea Ripley defending her Raw Women's Championship against Asuka. And at first, I was like, damn, this match looks pretty good. This match looks a lot better than that WrestleMania match. I'm excited. This is great. This is great. And, you know, I started writing something up and I was about to be like, man, this is great. And then Asuka, like, completely missed Rhea Ripley with her drop kick. I'm not sure if Rhea Ripley was supposed to, like, walk into it or if Asuka judged the distance wrong, but pretty much Rhea Ripley was standing there and Asuka came tumbling down right in front of her. Didn't connect whatsoever. She just landed in front of her. And I was like, okay, that's pretty odd. And then they went to this segment here where it looked like Rhea Ripley was supposed to lift up Asuka, kind of like Kenny Omega. I think it's the electric chair is what you would call it, right? So she goes to lift her up and she just completely falls over. Completely falls over. And I'm like, oh, what happened? Like, is she winded? Did she get hurt? Did something happen that I missed here? Why can't she lift her up? So then they do a little spot and then they go right back to it on the other side. Rhea Ripley's trying to lift up Asuka again and she's like struggling. She cannot do it. She cannot lift her up. And eventually you can see Asuka, like, she's pulling on the top rope and she, like, jumps up. She jumps up to get on top of her. It looked to me like Rhea Ripley was even struggling to hold her up. And it kind of looked like she was going for a one-winged angel, to be honest. And Asuka kind of got down onto the shoulder position, I guess, if you will. And then they kind of just fell backwards. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be one of those. Is it called a crucifix? I believe. You know, like when someone has someone on their shoulders and they do like the bomb thing with it. I think it's called a crucifix. But it kind of looked like a half crucifix and half of like a Samoan drop, kind of. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm really not quite sure what happened. What happened? Ayan says you gained 700 subs in 3 days. I don't think I did. I don't think I did. No. At least not on my end. It's not showing me that. What is my, what? Mine only says like 50, not 700. That's crazy if it's 700. Ashton says Rhea could have pulled a muscle or something. Yeah, for sure. For sure. It could have been anything. I don't know, but it did not look very good. And I was just like, man. Trevor says their chemistry is so lackluster for them to be such good wrestlers. I feel sorry for them. Yeah. You know, it was kind of almost a blessing that Charlotte Flair came out. Cause that was, that was brutal, man. That was absolutely brutal. Okay. So yeah, as I'm saying, Rhea Ripley and Asuka are battling on the outside here, and Charlotte runs out and pushes them both into steel steps, causing a disqualification here. She continues to beat up Asuka and Rhea Ripley as well. So you already know, man. You already know. WrestleMania Backlash is right around the corner, and we're going to have ourselves a triple threat probably. We're probably going to have ourselves a triple threat. Fly says, I wonder if Charlotte was told to go out there. Maybe. That would be hilarious if there was supposed to be an actual finish to this match and they were just like, bro, this shit is so bad. You need to get out there and save this. Please save this. Philip says, not reading my comments. I haven't seen your comments, my friend. I'm sure you post the Nexus picture, I'm assuming, right? At the end of the show. Marcel says 8-man announced for NXT. Oh, 8-man tags. Peter Parker says, what if Goldberg returns to SmackDown and challenges the tribal chief? I will hate my life. It's a mixed tag team? Bro, this is lazy. Okay, so this 8-man is Dexter Lumis and Bronson Reed. Dexter Lumis, Bronson Reed, Shotzi Blackheart, and Ember Moon taking on Johnny Gargano, Austin Theory, Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell. Ugh. Blech. I hate it. I hate it, man. I hate it. Ashton says, I will scream if Charlotte wins another title. She probably is, man. She probably is. Probably is going to. Okay, so after that, they teased. Oh, they didn't tease it. It was up next. Alexa's Playground was up. And essentially what happened here. Okay, so another episode of Alexa's Playground. She kind of explains a little bit as to what's going on here. So she says that she was a goddess at first or whatever, and she was lost. But then the darkness came in and found her and helped her out and guided her. The darkness being the Fiend, and showed her power that she didn't even know existed. And then the darkness went away. They showed a video of the Fiend being burned alive at what, TLC, I think it was, whatever it was. And then she said, but you know what happened when the darkness went away? She said that she discovered a power that no one even knew existed, or that it was extremely evil or something like that. And she doesn't need the Fiend anymore. She doesn't need him. So I'm like, okay. I mean, at least they're telling us what's going on. Like, I do appreciate that, because usually they don't really do it. They don't do it. We saw the same thing in the Firefly Funhouse later tonight. It's good. I will always enjoy the Firefly Funhouse because I enjoy Bray Wyatt. I enjoy the Fiend, and I enjoy the Firefly Funhouse. Like, I probably always will. I'm a huge Fiend fan. I'm a huge Bray Wyatt fan. But it's a wrap, man. Like, this stuff is not connecting with people anymore. Alexa Bliss unveiled her new friend, Lily. Her new friend, Lily. It kind of looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like one of those things that they have at theme parks that you throw the balls at, you know, where they have like 3 or 4 lines of them and you have to hit like a whole row down or all of them down or something. It looks like one of those. It kind of looks like Forky from Toy Story 3 or 4 or whatever. I saw a couple people on Twitter comparing her to a Crustable. I don't know, man. I don't know. The most frustrating thing about all of this, what's the end goal? What's the end goal here? What is the end goal for the Fiend and the Fiend and Alexa Bliss? Are they gonna have a match? Anthony says, look like the clowns that you have to knock down. Yes, exactly. You know what I'm talking about. Yes, that's exactly what it looks like. That's exactly what it looks like. I don't get it. There's so many people that are still thinking that somehow Liv Morgan's going to be involved. Somehow Nikki Cross is going to be involved. Somehow Bo Dallas is going to be involved. Somehow Aleister Black is going to be involved. It's not. They're not. Come on. It's just, it's not for me anymore. Like, it's getting to a point where it's just like, it's too much. It's too much to handle. I don't know. A huge cinematic match battle between the Fiend and Alexa Bliss just does not work for me. It doesn't work for me. You're going to have either the Fiend lose to a woman, or you're going to have the Fiend be like a woman beater on TV. Come on. Anthony says, I really hope that the outcome is good. I hope so, man. I hope so. I don't think that it's possible to revive the Fiend. I think the character's done. I think he's dead. I don't think there's any way to bring him back to what he once was. The Fiend will always be good. Like, I love the Fiend character, like I said. I love the Fiend character. But this is what his third return, third debut of the Fiend, and it's never worked. Obi James says Alvarez is going to have a field day with this one. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are probably going to be pissed. I don't mind the magic stuff. Like, I don't mind any of this. I just wish that they would actually tell us what the hell is going on most of the time. We spent 3 or 4 months here with Alexa Bliss just saying nothing. Oh, son of a bitch, I am dropping frames. I am. Man, I need to figure this out. I need to figure it out. Maybe I need to redo my OBS or something. My internet should be completely fine. Okay, but I'm gonna work through this because I only got like 10 more minutes. So yeah, I don't know. I wish that they would actually tell us what the hell is going on, and I wish that they would actually tell a meaningful story here. 3 or 4 months of the Fiend being gone, and they didn't do jack shit. They didn't do anything. They didn't tell us any story. They didn't tell us absolutely anything about any of this. Just little tiny chunks and pieces. Little tiny chunks of pieces here and there. Just give it to us straight. They could have told the story of what they did in 2 or 3 weeks tops. And the Fiend could have been back and we could have been on the way. The reason why this is so frustrating is because they took 4 months to do it. We don't need 4 months to see something like that. And you know, maybe that was a Bray Wyatt decision. Maybe Bray didn't want to come back because of Brody. Maybe he was having a hard time because of that. And you know, that's fine. That's the technicalities and stuff behind things, but we don't know that. We're not privy to that knowledge. So for me looking in, 4 months is ungodly and is an ungodly insane amount of time to have to watch nothing develop in a feud that you've already seen go on for 3 or 4 months prior to that as well. It's too much. It's too much. Andre says his comebacks doesn't work because they always do the same thing. Exactly. Like, they bring him back. He's stronger. He's better than ever. And he loses. Okay, so we're going to fly through a couple of this other, the rest of this stuff here. The Miz TV, or we had an episode of Miz TV with special guest Maurice. This was to promote their show coming back. It was on after Raw, I believe. The Miz was trying to give big ups to Big Bunny for his good performance at WrestleMania. And Damian Priest came out and said, nah, bro. Like, don't pretend like you thought that he was great. You know, don't try to suck up to him now. You thought that he was going to suck and he showed you up at WrestleMania, yada, yada, yada. And then, you know, the Miz was like, look, I'm going to challenge you to a match. John Morrison was like, no, I want to challenge him to a match. And they're kind of bickering back and forth. It seemed like they were teasing a split up between John Morrison and the Miz today. They did it twice, 3 times, really. So before the Miz TV episode, the Miz and Morrison were walking down the hallway, and the Miz was talking to Maurice, and he was like, "Oh, you're here," and he's like, "You know why she's here?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course." Like that he was kept out of the loop. Then during the actual show, he was like, "Yeah, Maurice, tell them all why you're here because I already know. So tell all of them." You know, type deal. And then they kind of got back into a little bickering back and forth argument here about who is going to be the one to challenge Damian Priest. And then Maurice was like, look, you guys are dumb as hell. Okay. You guys can both fight him. Fly says Big Bunny. Did I say Big Bunny? Oops. Words are hard, man. Words are hard. I say it all the time. Words are hard. Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny. Ashton says they're definitely breaking them up soon. Yeah, maybe. I hope so. I think it would be best to move on from Miz and Morrison. I really think so. So Damian Priest was like, sure, I'll come beat the hell out of you guys right now. And they were like, no, we're in suits. And he's like, I'm in Gucci slides. Like, I'm not wrestling. Come back from break. They are wrestling. And unfortunately, this wasn't just a 2-on-1. It was pretty much a 3-on-1 because Maurice was at ringside. So Maurice ended up helping them get the win here. Damian Priest got pinned by The Miz, who had his pants around his ankles. This man's was out here, no shirt, panties, pants around his waist, or his ankles, my apologies, and some Gucci slides. And he pinned Damian Priest. This is Damian Priest's first loss on the main roster, and boy, what a very bad one to have indeed. Yes, you can always go with the argument of, oh well, it was a handicap match, and well, it was 3-on-1 technically, but it's a bad visual, man. The guy didn't even have his pants up. The guy's pants were around his ankles. Like, it's not a good look. It's so bad. Jeremy says, have you ever played Rocket League? Yes. I love Rocket League. I saw first says AOW sounding like Michael Cole, Big Bunny. Oh no, not the Michael Cole comparisons. No. Andre says, did you see Miz and Marie slipping on the pants? I actually did not, but I saw a lot of people mention that. So one of the other things that we saw in the night was Big and Shayna Baszler making fun of Mandy Rose for slipping at WrestleMania. They were backstage playing the tape over and over and over, laughing. And Mandy Rose ended up slapping Big in the face, and her and Dana Brooke took her down, which led to a tag team match tonight. It was Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke taking on Shayna Baszler and Big. And this, I was not tuned in for this. I was not tuned in. Nia Jax, or sorry, not Nia Jax. Big was very frustrated. She was slipping around. She ended up slipping on the outside of the ring. She slipped while she was getting into the ring as well, on one of the ropes. And eventually she was pissed off, and Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke were just done. They just backed off, and they were like, no. And Dana Brooke kept telling Mandy Rose, she was like, look, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Just leave. It's not worth it. So they literally just backed all the way up the entrance ramp to the Titantron, to the stage area. And the ref counted to 10, counted them out. They lost the match. Shayna Baszler and Big are the ones that won it. And then they played their music. I don't know. Matthew says, all right, I'm out of here. Peace, y'all. Hope your lady gets well soon. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Hopefully you have a good rest of your night, my friend. Andre says, this loss doesn't hurt Damian Priest. You're not supposed to win a handicap match. I disagree, though. I disagree, because they've done that with tons of other people, and they've won. They did that with Keith Lee. Keith Lee won them and all that stuff. I think it hurts Damian Priest. And more importantly, I think that him continuing to feud with them hurts him too, because The Miz and John Morrison have just been absolute garbage on WWE television. And this WrestleMania Backlash crap is literally just a way to not have to book these shows for the next 4 weeks. And the pay-per-view itself. They're just going to keep doing the same shit that they've done for the past couple of months, and we're just going to have to deal with it. That's pretty much it. Next up, MVP was out, and we had ourselves a little bit of commotion here for someone trying to get themselves a shot at the WWE Championship. So first out comes Drew McIntyre saying that he wants another shot at the WWE Championship. And then the big old choo-choo man himself comes out saying that he deserves one as well. And then Randy Orton comes out as well, saying that he's finally taken care of The Fiend and Alexa Bliss. It's over. It's over. So he wants a WWE Championship opportunity as well. And Adam and Pierce comes out and says, look, I have this fantastic idea, okay? I have this fantastic idea. You guys will be involved in a triple threat match, and whoever wins it will go on to WrestleMania Backlash and challenge challenge Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. I'm like, damn. Here we go. It's going to be Drew McIntyre once again. We all know what is going to happen here. Like, man, come on. OB James says, no wonder why NXT wanted to get the hell out of that division. Yeah, right? It totally makes sense now. It all makes sense now. I saw first with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. He says, good night. Take the money, buy some beer, and take the rest of the week off. Prayers to you and your wife. Thank you, man. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. Some moves for you. Thank you. I will definitely keep you guys updated with what's going on and what the situations are going to look like for the rest of the week and stuff like that. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. And hopefully you have a good rest of your night, my friend. I hope you have a good rest of your night. I do got to get out of here any minute, so let's rush through this other stuff here. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, the New Day, they get the win over Elias and Jaxson. Ryker, no surprise here, but it is a good thing to see them actually be used as a tag team. No complaints about that one. Maddie says Drew has only lost 3 times since last Mania that I can remember, so one more definitive loss in a good match is fine by me. Let's look. Drew McIntyre. Let's see here. Drew McIntyre statistics. Drew McIntyre has lost 3 times. You are correct, Maddie. You are correct. Maddie also says New Day gave a fun promo at the beginning. Yeah, I liked it. I love the New Day, man. They're not serious. They have a lot of fun. They do interesting things. Like, I liked when Elias went to strum his guitar. They were playing Francesca, I believe is the name of the trumpet or trombone or whatever it is. So I thought that was fun, and their promos are great as well. So the New Day is always great in my book. So next up, we saw an episode of the Firefly Funhouse here. Bray Wyatt returns. The puppets returned. Everything was great. Essentially, Bray Wyatt was saying that he is no longer going to be chasing things. I can't remember the exact term. Chasing clout, I actually think, is the term that he used here. And he was just saying that he's been reborn, and he was acting like a preacher, like he was preaching, like he was giving a sermon and stuff like that. And, Abby the Witch was not, was not very nice. We had Abby the Witch being wild as hell. She hit us with a couple of the moments there on the show. Maddie says witches be wildin'. Ashton says witches be wildin'. That was great. Like I said, Bray Wyatt's he's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun. I don't think they accomplished anything with this. We knew that the Fiend returned. We knew that this was a new Fiend, and I wish that they would have showed us more of the Fiend. But I'm pretty sure that mask is different. I'm pretty sure. It's got to be. It looks like the nose is bigger, and it looks like it's more white. The first Fiend mask looked a little bit more like dirty. This new one looked a lot more just like white. And this one also gave me more vibes of Death in the Family. Or sorry, not Death in the Family. Is it Death in the Family? Joker? Or is that's where he kills? No, it is this one. It is this one where he rips off his face. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this or not. So I'll just I'll put it on here briefly before I get out of here. Let's see here. Joker. So the new Fiend mask, all the Fiend mask kind of reminded me of this in the first place, but this one looks a lot more like this to me. Joker, especially from a distance, like it seems more shaped this way more. Oh God, this is a huge picture. Fit to screen. Where are you? Okay, so this is what it looked like to me. Does it not? Like the Fiend mask looks so much more like this right now. The nose is way more defined like this. The eyes look to be much bigger like this as well. It looks just like this to me. Just like this to me. It'll be very interesting to see a close-up of it, because we've only seen it with the red light. It looks a lot more like this one. A lot. Studio says at WrestleMania he had red contacts and not yellow. Yes, he did. Yes, his eyes were different as well. Yeah, he had red contacts in. So I have 2 pictures as comparison, but it's really hard to tell because it's in the red light and it's from like a really low angle, so you can't really tell. But in his new mask, the nose looks so much more defined like that, and it seems to have this overall shape as well. It's crazy. It looks cool. I like it. I'm not complaining. I just thought I was crazy like when I saw it, because I'm like, that looks different, right? It's gotta be. It's gotta be. So yeah, we'll see. James says, "Dear Keeper of Truth, all of my prayers and condolences go to you and your loyal fiance, or lovely fiance. God bless you both." Thank you, man. I appreciate it. We're both good right now. We are both good. So it's not the end of the world. We're good. We're good. I'll keep you guys updated, but I do thank you guys for your support. I appreciate that. So before we go ahead and get on out of here tonight and call it a night, let's go through this main event match here. We had ourselves a triple threat match, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't really watch it. I really didn't watch it. I don't care. I was already done with this show pretty much at this point. I don't care to see what these guys have to offer. I knew what the outcome was going to be on it, so I was checking out my fiance, and and just preparing the stream, getting ready to do this. One of the things that I did like was the choo-choo train spot where Braun runs around, but Drew McIntyre was like, nah, bro, and hit him in the face with the steel steps. I liked that. I liked that a lot. I thought it was very predictable that Drew McIntyre was going to be winning this one. James says, do you watch the Eric Andre show? No, I have never seen it before. Never seen it. Studio says, I wish there's an explanation as to why the Crispy Fiend didn't fight. Yeah, I would have loved to seen that. I would have loved to seen the Burnt Fiend run around for a little bit, have a match. He could have had new music. He could have had a new presentation involved to him for just a little bit. So it's kind of a shame, And it all seemed rushed too. Like, they could have talked about him returning to his normal self throughout the weeks, but they never really did anything. And he just kind of magically turned before his match. And before I did a post here, because a lot of people, I was kind of interested in seeing what was going on. Where is it here? It is this one right here. So I went and calculated the numbers, the times for everything here. Randy Orton's entrance was 3 minutes and 53 seconds long. The Fiend's entrance was 4 minutes and 17 seconds. So we had a total entrance time of 8 minutes and 10 seconds. The match itself, the first match of WrestleMania, lasted for 5 minutes and 54 seconds. That's crazy. That is crazy to me. Obi James says, here's a challenge. Every time you say Donovan Dickhead, you have to play the Kenny Omega imaginary computer clip. I will play that. Sure. Ian says, for me, the show absolutely sucked. I mean, no big returns, no call-ups. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Yeah, for a Raw after WrestleMania, this was not a good look at all. So Drew McIntyre gets the win here. The ending spot was actually pretty cool. So Randy Orton hit Braun Strowman with an RKO. He set him up for the pin. It was like 1, 2, and then out of nowhere, Drew McIntyre flies in and hits Randy with a Claymore kick, and Drew McIntyre pins Randy to get the win here. He's hyped up for winning the match, and then MVP's music plays, and he comes out and he stands on the stage. Drew McIntyre looks over, and from behind he gets attacked, and I think everyone was probably like, Samoa Joe is back. He's finally here. Samoa Joe. Sorry to let you down. It was Mace and T-Bar. Mace and T-Bar attacked Drew McIntyre from behind. They did like a double choke slam thing that they do. And then the show went off the air. Wow. Warrior Nation posted a comment in the chat earlier, made a very good point saying that MVP formed the Hurt Business to take down Retribution. The Hurt Business said that they took out Retribution, even though they never did. They never officially took them out, but it looks like MVP just wanted Mace and T-Bar for himself. Wanted him for himself. So now we have the Hurt Clan, or the Foot Business, whatever you want to call them. The Foot Business is hilarious to me. I think that is hilarious. So that is how the show went off the air. No big returns, no nothing. I think a lot of people thought that Brock Lesnar was going to show up, Samoa Joe was going to show up, Io Shirai would show up, Becky Lynch would show up. Nothing. Oh, my apologies. Donovan Dickhead was on the screen.
Sitting there, now Triple H will push me. I'm gonna get the TV time now. I'm gonna stand up for the team.
Look at that. Man stood up for the team, and he's in the main event of the Raw after WrestleMania. Would you just look at that? I should have started out the show with this one.
Confused right now. Oh my goodness.
This could be the worst event in wrestling history.
Absolutely terrible. Obi James says no slap nuts. Yep. No slap nuts tonight. So that is it for me, man. This was the worst Raw after WrestleMania ever. This was not good. This was not a good episode of Raw. This was not a good Raw after WrestleMania whatsoever. Philip wants himself a Nexus picture. I got you, bro. Let me get you a Nexus picture before I head out of here. Let's see here. Let's see if I have one, or if I can find one, a good one that I haven't posted yet. Let's see here. I'll give you this one. Yeah. Okay, here we go. This one is for you, my friend. For you. If I can find it. There it is. Oh. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Here is your Nexus picture, Philip. There you go, my friend. But anyways, that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm sorry that it is just an hour, but you know, I got some business to take care of. Very important business. I will keep you guys posted for sure. Maddie says the Fiend lives and you will say it. Don't worry. I will never say it. I will never say it. But thank you guys for tuning in, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you for this shorter stream. Ayan, I got you, bro. I will hit you up before I get out of here with that. Like I said, I'm not quite sure what the future for this week holds. If my fiance is doing fine, I will be here tomorrow. If I'm doing fine, I will be here tomorrow as well. I will keep you guys informed, in the loop on Twitter, Instagram, and on YouTube posts as well. So I'll make sure to keep everyone informed with what is going on. Either way, for all of them, unless I'm really sick, I will be covering the shows as usual. So thank you guys so much. Chat is going to the moon. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of you for all your kind words and hanging out with me tonight. And I will see you all, hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow for the first ever NXT post show. Have a good rest of your night, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.